the California lifestyle is a dream. It's just one big coastline, surfing, swimming, playing golf. The weather's most of the time really good.
I'm still yet to have proper good Indian food in
Me
the
neither.
States.
No.
So I missed out a little bit.
And that conversation ended up with her saying, go home, go back to Australia. So that was funny. Welcome to episode 10 of the Youth Soccer Podcast. This is a special episode, a Christmas or holiday episode, if you like. And today we're going to be doing a Q&A. We think you'll enjoy this one. Some of the questions and answers should be interesting, and some of them might be a little bit embarrassing, and that's okay. We're all Brits, lads. We're good at laughing at ourselves. And with that in mind, let's go. First question, who's your favourite team? First one to Phil. Who's your favourite team and why do you support them, mate?
Right. Just quickly, my dad was a player, so he was moving around when I was a kid to loads of different teams. So I never got to settle with a team. So I've never had like a club team that I like go and watch and enjoy. But I will go straight into it right now. And if I had to watch a game and really want someone to win, it's Newcastle United. I'm born near there, and I really love Eddie Howe and what he can do with that team up there. I think he's been exceptional. I think he's an exceptional manager, and I just really like the atmosphere at St James's Park and yeah, Newcastle United.
Good enough reason to support them. I knew you were born in North East. Obviously, you weren't going to support Gateshead, so it was support a big club, innit?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not going to be supporting Gateshead, mate. Play against them every now and again, but not support them.
Ricky?
United, Manchester United, born and raised. Dad was a United fan. Granddad was a United fan. Whole family United fan. Didn't really have a choice, and saw the club through the most successful periods in its history. So, yeah, United for me all day.
Brilliant.
How about you, Paul?
Everton for me, Phil. No other reason to support them than I was a Glory supporter, so deserved, got what I've got for the last 30 years, which is nothing. I started supporting them in 86 when I was a 6-year-old boy, and I think Everton won the league in that year. So it was like, okay, I'll support that team. Gary Lineker might have been the striker, I think. A bit of a mistake at the time. In 1995, we beat Ricky's Manchester United 1-0 in the FA Cup. That's my only taste of glory in the 30 years I've supported them.
Is that your favourite moment as an Everton fan, Paul?
95, Paul Rideout rose like a salmon to head the only goal of the game to win it for us,
Yeah. I remember when Cantona scored that goal. Was that against Everton as well? When he just half volleyed it through. What was that?
No, Liverpool.
No, that was Liverpool, wasn't
sorry.
it?
94.
It's all the same to me. Liverpool, Everton, it's all the same.
Well, just quickly, you know Liverpool as a club only exists because of Everton. Do you know why that is?
Why is that?
It was Anfield was our stadium. It was Everton's stadium. We gave it to Liverpool. So they only exist as a club because of us. So all of you Liverpool fans out there, you've got a lot to thank Everton for.
Do you like the new stadium, Paul?
Yeah, it looks nice. Looks really nice on the water.
Yeah.
Looks great, yeah.
What is your standout memory as a fan, a player, and a coach?
Well, I already said my as a fan is the Everton 95. As a player, I don't have a single one. All of my special moments are probably playing or being coached by my dad. The things we won, both as a youth player and he coached me as an adult with adult teams. Yeah, all of my special moments are winning things and going through times with my dad as the coach, definitely. And then as a coach, my standout moment as a coach is winning regional or state championship at Santa Monica High School. Yeah, definitely. Big first time I think the school had won anything big like that for 13 years or so. Loved it. Loved that time. And that's definitely my standout moment in terms of coaching.
Beautiful
stuff. Phil?
Standout moment as a player. I was fortunate enough to come on and play at Wembley in a League Two playoff final. And listen, it was a great experience, to go on and caress the ball on the hollow turf and pass it off to someone and mix it up it was probably like the last 15 minutes of the game. I was quite fortunate, but the most important thing was at the end of the game, I got to walk up we won, so we get to walk up the famous Wembley steps, and wave to your family there in the corporate Sandbridge Brigade area, and actually I've got quite a big family, so I had some family actually just pitch side and singing all those like sort of like celebratory promotion songs, out on the pit, brilliant. And then spraying champagne and all that, brilliant. I had a great time. And as a coach, quickly, I worked with one player. I'm not going to mention any names, but I worked with one player who was really struggling about 4 years ago. He was one of our boys, and his dad come to me and said, "Listen, I really want this to change. Can you think about anything?" And I started thinking about something I wanted to include into my career about how to help players a little bit deeper. And he's just got a college. He's just got what do they call it when you get at college? Committed. He's just committed.
Yeah, you committed.
He's just committed to college. So he's gone from not being on the bench of a very a good club team, but in an average league, and then now he's committed to college. And I think that's probably the proudest thing I've done as a coach, on an individual level.
Brilliant, Phil.
Yeah. Thanks. So I know it was a bit long, but yeah.
Good stuff.
Ricky?
Ricky?
Memory as a fan was a 99 treble for United. I was doing my GCSEs at the time, so I couldn't go to the game in Barcelona, but that was definitely the standout memory. I did make it to the 2008 win in Moscow, but yeah, the 99 was a special one for the club. On Samat's 90th birthday, we'd already won the league. We'd just beat Newcastle 2-0 in the FA Cup at the weekend. We were without Keane and Scholes for the final, two of our best players, and somehow, some way, managed to nick it with 3 minutes to go. Crazy. As a player, interesting one, North Manchester versus South Manchester Cup final. We played a team, we got absolutely smashed by them 2 weeks prior in a different cup competition. We were both going for the treble ourselves, and we ended up playing at Altrincham in the final, and we beat them 1-0, and it was just a complete underdog story. They were a much better team than us technically, but all of my teammates and myself, we just had something in us that day, and it was a real victory. Big shout out to Blue Star and Mike Fitzgerald if you ever get to listen to this, Mike. And as a coach, I'm actually going to pick something a bit random here. We've won a lot with our club and with the teams that I've coached, but we had a team, 05 boys. They were an exceptional team. And somehow they found themselves in a game that they had to win to avoid relegation. And it was a night game under the lights, and we were playing a team, an exceptional team. I think they were second at the time or joint top.
No, I thought they were already champions.
Were they top? Okay. So we had no chance. They peppered us in the first game, and something was in the air. I don't know what happened. And the feeling, we won 1-0 with a crazy goal. I don't even know if it crossed the line, to be honest. But anyway, we won 1-0, and it was a different kind of vibe that I'd ever experienced. It was like a relief. I'd never been involved in a relegation battle. We'd always been winning stuff. So yeah, that was my standout memory as a coach.
And for that, Ricky, people will look and go, relegation battle for youth team. What does it matter if you get relegated? Well, that team went on to be one of the best teams we ever had at our old club. And had we got relegated, the team would have been finished.
Yeah, completely. In fact, that was the catalyst. They came back the next year, and I think they won that same league, and then just kept going and going. But yeah, what a story, what a feeling afterwards. It was just different. It was just completely different. Can't explain it. So
brilliant.
Beautiful.
All right,
I've got a quick question,
Phil. You've got one.
Quick question. Like, that was quite positive questions. Let's talk about some of the negative stuff. What about red cards? Who's had a red card before?
Oh Jesus, that was on my list, Phil. That was the next question I was going to ask.
We don't want to know about all of them. We just want to know about like the most interesting one, maybe the most violent one you've had. What do you think?
Yeah, I won't talk about the most interesting and violent one actually, because it's a bit of a stain on my character. It's pretty embarrassing, actually. It's the thing that you shouldn't do in a game. I got sent off for that, but yeah, not going to talk about that one, mate. But I had a few reds in my career for losing my head, or I had a number of double yellows for also losing my head, and then some reds for just random stupid stuff. And I look back and just go, idiot.
Oh, sorry, Paul. I'm only joking.
I know you are, mate. It's all good. It's all good.
We know you've got a big heart, Ricky.
Yeah, I had a few, mate.
Yeah. It's like Roy Keane answering. You got to expand on it, ain't you? What'd you do, mate? What'd you do?
A few for a couple of bad tackles, which I thought were 50-50s, and a few for a few other things, a bit of fisticuffs Yeah. So
Yeah.
not my highlights of my career.
Right.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Phil?
I've had a couple of red cards for doing really silly things, like just throwing little elbows like that, and the player behind me like acting like, I've just thrown a sledgehammer at him. But the one that stands out the most for me is I was playing for a team and I had all these strong men behind me. I was playing as a striker and they used to play balls up to me. I was a big guy and they used to be like, "Whoa, shit, sharpen those elbows, just go and smash those defenders." And like it wasn't about how good my touch was or how many goals I could score. It was like, just go and smash into him, smash into him, smash into him. And I did in one game. It was a local derby. There was a good few thousand there, and the ball come up. You can see it on YouTube, and I have absolutely smashed this one lad. And it was a head to head, and the referee deemed it. Thought it was an arm, and yeah, it was in the first half, and we ended up losing the game 2-0. And I got very upset at the sideline.
So you didn't actually elbow him; it was from your head.
It was, and do you know what the funny thing was?
But were you reckless?
I've absolutely cleaned him out. He had to go to hospital, and I'm not proud of that, by the way. I'm just saying that's how much force went into it. And actually, the club got it rescinded because the referee's report did say elbow, and then we had it on video. Like I said, you can watch it on YouTube, and it was a head-to-head. So just because he got that information wrong, but if he had put down reckless, what's the vernacular? What's the word?
Reckless or endangering the safety of the opponent.
if you would put that down, that I could have been in front of a review board, but
or a magistrate maybe.
I still blame the lads I had behind me. Well, she go and smash him, go and smash him. I was like, all right, no problem. That's how I gained my respect, and unfortunately, that's what happened.
All right, mate, brilliant. So we've all had some reds.
Yeah, you've had a few as a coach as well, Paul.
I have, Phil. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I have. For the mostly for, in fact, all of them for the same thing.
Yeah.
Being so angry that the refs are so bad and telling them in no uncertain terms why they're bad. Yeah, normally that results in getting sent off or ejected, as they call it.
Yeah. Did you ever get into trouble at school with that sort of stuff, Paul? Were you like, did you end up in the headmaster's office?
No, I wasn't a bad kid like that at school. I was a bad kid on the football field. When I crossed that white line, I was someone different. But I wasn't a bad kid. My grades were good. I was a fairly good kid.
Love that.
Anyway, next one. Two-parter. Obviously, we all live in LA. We're all from England. What do you miss about England, and what do you love about living in LA? Phil?
Well, I mean, listen, obvious things are like, I miss my family, so it's good to be around your family. So, but I've got some family here, so I'm quite lucky, and they do come back and forth. Family's the most important for me. I miss the food in England. Like it's got a bad reputation, but there's some really good. There's supermarkets. I think the food's has a bit more quality to it, less ingredients.
I thought you were going to say
less
chip
preservatives. I mean, listen, getting a fish and chips every now and again with some mushy peas, and some tartar sauce. I love it. So I do miss some fish and chips. But the best part of it is every time I go back, it's like it's all new. It's like, oh right, I get to enjoy it for a couple of weeks or a couple of days. When I've gone back. But then with regards to living in Los Angeles, listen, mate, you can't beat the California lifestyle. I wouldn't give this up for anything. Maybe living in Hawaii. That's probably the only thing I'd probably swap this around for. But the California lifestyle is a dream. It's just one big coastline, surfing, swimming, playing golf. The weather's most of the time really good, and the people are happy. And there's an aspect of people here that's very it's very positive in my opinion. I've learned a lot about myself being here. I think it's been a significant move in my life to come over here and found new aspects of myself as well. So really important.
Great answer, mate. Ricky?
Echoing a few things that Phil said, really. Family, friends, Indian food. I'm still yet to have proper good Indian food in the States.
No.
So I missed that a little bit, but mainly family and friends, and watching United every week, which I did since I was like 5 years old. So, so that's about it, really. I don't really miss much else, to be honest with you. You
don't miss walking down Kippax Street, then, Ricky?
No, mate, I don't. Definitely not. I'm glad to be as far away as I am, to be honest. In terms of LA, California, yeah, amazing place. It's crazy beautiful, as I've said before. It's as crazy as it is beautiful. And just what Phil said there, I've learned a lot about myself here as well. I think I had the opportunity to do that here, which I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do back in England. So, yeah, very grateful. And also had a career for the last 10 to 12 years in something that I wouldn't have been able to do in the same way back home. So it was a completely new opportunity, and yeah, one that I'm grateful for. Yeah.
Brilliant. Paul?
Brilliant. Yeah, same as you two for what do I miss? Friends and family, most of all. And also just looking at someone, looking up, walking through the street because I'm from a small town. All right, mate. How are you? Everybody, without fail. All right, mate. How you doing? And I just think that's really important for community. I really do. And living in a bigger city, you don't get that.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I love about living in LA, obvious one, it's the weather. The sun's shining every day. We get a small period during the year when you might get some inclement weather or maybe a bit of rain. That's it. The rest of the year, you're waking up every day. And that feeling, like emotionally, what it does for you, waking up every day, knowing it's going to be sunny and nice and warm. I'm not, same as you, Phil, I'm not giving that up, mate. I wouldn't be moving anywhere.
Brilliant. And interesting, when you say like, all right, mate, to someone here, they're like, oh, Australian, huh?
99% of the
New
time,
Zealand.
15 years here, 99% of people that I've met in that time, all right, mate, you're an Aussie. As soon as I meet them and I say, all right, mate, or I say a few words, I must sound like maybe it's because I'm from Birmingham in England, but I obviously sound like a bit of a surfer to them from Australia. So everyone thinks I'm an Aussie, everybody.
I just say yes now. I go, yeah. And they go, where? And I'm like, Sydney. And I'm like, great, I'll see you later.
I parked next to a woman's car many years ago and she was a bit crazy and thought I'd hit a car. I hadn't, but she said some buzzer went off on her phone to say, you hit my car. And I said, no, don't worry, I was nowhere near it. And that conversation ended up with her saying, go home, go back to Australia. So that was funny.
It's not the first time that's happened, is it?
You can't say things like that, can you? You can't say things like that.
To go home. Good answers, boys. Right, I've got one. Who were your football idols growing up and why?
Oh, Phil, let me have a think about this. You go, Phil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I got to say my dad first and foremost. You know, like he was a bit of a legend at most of the clubs he played for, and he had this like terrific left foot. You know, it was like at one point the press had come down to Bristol City back in the 80s, and they're there with a stopwatch trying to time how quick his shot is. You know, and he wasn't the fastest, and he wasn't like quick feet. He was just like shift and shoot, and like shift and cross and step over, shoot, and it was just like relentless. And he'd catch that ball really well. And I used to watch. Like I used to wake up on a morning at home, and if there wasn't anything on the telly, or if there was even, I'd put in the videos that he'd recorded off the news and watch all the highlights. And some of them are still on YouTube, and just be in awe of some of the free kicks he scored and stuff like that. Really, like, and then we'd be like, when he was retired, he'd still get tickets for Bristol City and that, and then we'd go walking through the stands, you know, to find our seats, and you'd hear all these Bristolians going, "Get your boots on, Al." His name was Alan. He's going, "Get your boots on, get your boots on," and it was it's like reverse pride. It's like, I've just been born into this. It's not like, it was like, I'm so proud, but I've just been born into it. Very, 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 very interesting. But apart from that, I love like the energy of players like Steven Gerrard and that, you know, like tackling. So all rounders. I like those all rounders, people that can do a bit of everything, you know, tackle, cross, shoe, take people on, box to box, put their heart out there. Probably one of the most, Steven Gerrard for me. Brilliant.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Yeah. Similar to you in terms of idol. My dad always was as a kid and still is. He's my idol. Always was. He was a good football player himself, good coach. So he's always been my idol. But on a pro football level, younger when I was growing up, Gazza was the guy that I always looked at. Paul Gascoigne. Just unbelievable, obviously. One of the best players or one of the best talents that England has ever produced. And so he was the guy that I looked at and wanted to kind of emulate. And then a little bit further along, the one that I loved watching more than anyone else, Zidane, for his fluidity and just the way he played football. Yeah.
Very graceful, wasn't he?
Very graceful.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But
Ricky.
like at the same time, like a warrior graceful. Like he's strong and big and like
Yeah, it's a
muscles
unit,
people out
wasn't
of it.
Yeah.
Balance. Yeah.
Mm.
Ricky,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
to say United player, surely.
Yeah, you probably both
Roy Keane,
know who
innit?
it is. Roy Keane, yeah. It was
Oh,
my
yeah.
nickname growing up as well. My whole
Did
game was...
did you model your game on him? Would you say that or no?
Well, I grew up initially with Brian Robson, and then obviously Keane came in and kind of replaced. But my dad was really big. Speaking about dads for a second, my dad was really big on tackling, and he taught me. I learned how to tackle from a really early age, and I think that, when you say tackling, some people might say, well, it's just, but it's actually a skill. The timing of it, the weight distribution behind it, and the willingness to engage physically with someone else. There's a lot that goes into it. So I became a really good tackler from a really young age. And Keane obviously had that personality, and he was just, I don't know, I used to watch him every week, and he was a big part of my childhood. So I wouldn't say that I modeled it initially, but I think as I grew up a little bit and started to become a good player, yeah, I took so many things from him. He was just such a great player, great midfielder, and there's not many of them around like him today. I also like Gattuso as well.
Oh, yes. Warrior.
Yeah, Gattuso, Keane, brilliant. Yeah. Those types of players, because I was a midfielder, so that's kind of how I was as a player. So yeah, I'd say Keane, Robson with a bit of Gattuso in there as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Terry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the next question? Is it me?
I've got one. Unless you want to go, Phil, you go ahead.
I've got one. I'd really be interested. This is I'm really genuinely interested in it. Really genuinely interested.
Go ahead, Phil.
If you had to recommend, say for instance you had a time machine and you were allowed to go to, and you had tickets, and you had to go to any match in the whole of history, what game would you have gone to? And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to tell you mine. Is that all right?
Go on, Phil. Yeah, that's great. You set this up well for yourself to answer.
Very interesting this, because I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to a time where the team I supported actually lost the game, but I'd still go back and watch it because the atmosphere is probably I think maybe I obviously wasn't at the game, but I'd love to have been there. And it's Euro '96. It's a semi-final against Germany when football come home, and the Lightning Seeds and Badil and Skinner brought out this song. It's coming home. It's most people have heard it, and they didn't know how it was going to go down with the fans. And as the tournament went on, we started getting better. They started singing that before the game against the Germany, and the whole stadium is singing it, and you can see it on YouTube. And I think it was the peak of football for me so far. I'm not saying it's going on a downward trajectory, but it's the peak for me, that atmosphere. It was mainly about the atmosphere and the fans. And it was a good old game of football between England and Germany. Unfortunately, we lost on pens in the end after a 1-1 battle. But we hit the post. Gaza, your mate,
should have scored, mate. He should have scored.
It was golden goal back then as well. So we're playing extra time, and if he scored, we're through to the final. And I think the Czech Republic were the team in the final. I think we would have beat them. But it was just
I've watched it a million times, Phil. Gaza hesitates for half a second. If he doesn't hesitate, he gets on the end of that, and we're in the final.
Yeah. Upper limit issues, Ricky, with Gaza there?
Maybe. Great game, though.
Talking to that Badil and Skinner singing it and how that made you feel, Phil, the song and all the stuff around it. I listened to that song driving down the 405 freeway before watching England's semi-final, I think. Was it a semi-final against Croatia when we lost? And I had tears in my eyes watching that, because that's the furthest England had gone for so long. I was like, come on, we're going to do it this time. And just as England always do, let us down.
Well, the fans didn't let us down in that game I went to, and I think sometimes that is a victory.
Yeah.
For me, obviously the 99 in Barcelona, I missed it because, like I said earlier. But the other game that was one that I was at, actually, was United v City at Old Trafford 4-3, where Michael Owen scored in like the 94th, 95th minute of injury time. It was a back and forth game, crazy game. City had just had that injection of all the money from the owners, and they were starting to become something. But United just slapped them that day, 4-3, and it was just, the atmosphere was something else. So I'd like to go back to that. Or Ronaldo's debut. That was a special game as well when he first came as a teenager. So
Is that when
yeah.
he put Ashley Cole on his backside?
No. That was after. He came on versus Bolton.
Oh, all right.
My old favourite club that rejected me. Cheers. And the atmosphere in the stadium again. So there's loads, but yeah, 99 treble or United City 4-3. Michael Owen scores.
For me, any game, I would like to go back to any game that my granddad played in. Never got a chance to watch him play football. My dad told me for years he's the best player he'd ever seen. He was a professional for a short period, and then unfortunately the war interrupted that and never got back to that top level. When he played for Derby County as a professional, and unfortunately I think he was behind, my dad said, England's winger at the time. So never managed to kind of displace him or inside right or whatever his position was. So any game my granddad played in, I would love to go back and watch that. And then just to choose a game, 1966, England winning the World Cup. Imagine being at that final and actually winning the World Cup and knowing what it feels like for your country to win the World Cup. Yeah,
Singing Beatles songs.
Yeah, just unbelievable. Hopefully we'll be singing them next summer here in America.
Well, you will be. You might be. I'll be wondering when's the next English manager coming back in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course you will, mate. It's okay. Tuchel's bringing it home, mate. It's all right.
Good manager. Good manager. Yeah.
All right. Last question, maybe, and then we'll come towards the end of this one. We'll keep it fairly short, unless you've got a question after this. Have you changed your opinion on America since you've lived here? And what did you think before you moved here?
Ricky, I'm happy to go. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So it's been a process of just understanding and getting to know the place. It's never, I didn't really have any
preconceived notions.
Preconceived notions. I didn't have any preconceived notions, and to me, I think it's more living here has been less about, well, I didn't expect it to be like this. Yeah, it can be tough at times, especially living in LA with the traffic, and sometimes it can be a bit smoggy, and it can be heavy energy here. I wasn't really expecting that, but I was coming from London and that had similar energy, to be honest. So I was sort of already used to it. But I think getting to know the place, it's not it doesn't feel to be like let me down. It feels like a place that if you get to know it even more, it just has more and more secret doors and surprises, and it's very positive. And I think it's better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I had a bit of hesitancy to come out here, and then it was like in my face, and I had to definitely come. And that hesitancy, I think, didn't need to happen. I think if I knew what was coming, I'd be like, right, let's get over there. Let's start life.
Yeah. Great answer, mate.
Thanks, man.
For me, I think like what you said earlier, was it earlier? No, on previous episode, can't remember now, about it being like 50 different countries. I think I'd been to America prior, but I'd never been to LA. And when I got here, someone said it takes about 4 years for you to understand the place. And I didn't know what he was talking about, to be honest. It took me about 5 years, and after 5 years, I was like, okay, now I'm starting to understand it. So yeah, it was very different to what I thought LA was going to be, but pleasantly surprised. So yeah, great place to be, but yeah, very different to what I thought it would be, having not visited prior.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Same. Love living here. Didn't know what to expect. I guess in England, the stereotypical view is Americans are very loud. And you get here, and certainly in LA, they are quite loud and they are quite brash, but they know what they want and they'll work hard to get what they want. And I love that. I love that attitude. I love that let's go and get it attitude, and let's go and do it, and let's go and be the best. I love it. I've always been a bit like that. Sometimes it makes me a bit of a dick, but I feel like I fit in well here with the approach and the way they are and their attitude. And yeah, I've learned a little bit about the Constitution as well, Phil. I won't go into it, but the time I've lived here and talking to my wife, who's American and grown up here, I know why they have the Second Amendment now.
Yeah, absolutely. Something maybe we could have had back in England. What do you think? Something similar.
Yeah, I think if England carries on going downhill, yeah, we might need it. Anyway, let's not get into politics and stuff. Any more questions? Anything else?
Philip, have you got any last second surprises? Because you usually do.
last second surprises. Paul, are we sponsored by that can that you're drinking now or not? Is it something what you're drinking? Is that
This
we're not
one?
drinking?
Olipop. We're not, but if Olipop want to sponsor us, yeah, I'll spend a lot of money on these. So step up.
Yeah, good. Oh, my favourite flavour at the Olipops is a cream soda flavour. Really
I
nice.
looked at it earlier when I was buying some. Actually, cream soda's a lovely one. This one,
Yeah.
ginger ale's the best one. Ricky,
Yeah.
Never. Cream soda missed me out with that, boys. Sorry.
no.
Yeah. Root beer.
Mm-mm.
The root beer one's good.
Mm-mm.
Never had root beer, Phil. What does it taste like? Can you describe it?
It tastes like. Do you know? Actually, really good question. We'll go back to football. It tastes like going into the treatment room at football. You know,
What, like when you smell
That must taste nice
when you
then,
smell
Phil,
the
yeah.
when you smell the deep heat.
Yeah,
The liniment.
it tastes like that. And I had
Shocking.
my first root beer in 1992 when I was in Hong Kong, because we don't have it in England. I lived in Hong Kong for 6 months. My dad played over there, and I remember having root beer, thinking, "What the hell is this?" And you know, it just sticks with you. It's a weird drink, isn't it? Dr. Pepper's nicer.
Okay.
Dr. Pepper's nice, but yeah, I've never had root beer.
All right.
Anyway.
Sugary drinks.
Sugary drinks, yeah. Well, I've got my Olipop here, but I've got water here, look, to balance it. So there
And
you
you
go.
you like your matcha, don't you, Ricky?
I do, Phil. I don't mind a little matcha every now and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Prefer Chinese tea, though.
What are the
That's what I'm
benefits?
drinking.
Healthy, innit?
No, there's loads of different ones, different teas, different
Yeah.
benefits. But yeah, I drink a lot of Chinese tea these days, so
Yeah.
less so on the matcha now.
It's good for the nervous system, though, isn't it?
We've got to fit this one in. Let's quickly try and answer it in a couple of sentences. Your best bit of advice for young players. Can you distill it into a few sentences?
Cool.
Who wants to go first on that one?
Don't give up. Don't give up. And don't mess around. Don't give up. Don't mess around. Go and investigate it, and don't give up. And go and enjoy it. You know, just keep it simple. And don't give up.
Brilliant.
Take the rough with the smooth. There you go.
Paul?
Nice and simple.
Oh, and you leave them to investigate what that exactly means, eh? Take the rough
There you
with the
go.
smooth. So there you go, kids.
Yeah.
Take the rough with the smooth. Figure out what that means, and you'll learn just by doing that. You're like Ricky's like Mr. Miyagi, isn't he?
Hmm.
Yeah, become a mentality monster. I think I might have said that on a previous episode.
Yeah.
Read and research and watch stuff. Be embarrassed, but strengthen your mind on and off the field. Become a mentality monster. That'll take you further than anything.
Brilliant.
Good stuff, boys.
Anyway, good episode, lads. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all that other stuff.
Yeah. Cheers, Paul. Well hosted.
Cheers,
Cheers,
mate.
boys.
Cheers, lads. That's all for today. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time.